Hello, students and staff. Due to the cancellation of school last Friday and our Martin Luther King Assembly, we decided that we would do our program on Radio TV. So I want to thank the members of Radio TV. I want to thank our choir for participating in this program for you and all of us to honor Martin Luther King, who is one of my heroes and a hero to millions in our country still today, even after so many years. As we honor and celebrate Martin Luther King today, I want all of us to be reminded of his great dream. His dream of a vibrant, multiracial nation, united in social justice, peace, nonviolence, and forgiveness. A nation that doesn't judge you by the color of your skin, but by the content of your character. Today, we will talk about the meaning of Martin Luther King Day as well as the history of Martin Luther King Day. Thank you.
Martin Luther King was an American Baptist minister, activist, and Nobel Peace Prize winner who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the civil rights movement. He was best known for his role in the advancement of civil rights using nonviolence. Dr. King was assassinated in April 1968, and the following is a brief history of the establishment of the Martin Luther King holiday. January 15, 1969, the Dr. King Center, established by Dr. King's wife, Coretta Scott King, sponsored the first annual observance of Dr. King's birthday with services, other events, and calls for a nationwide commemoration of Dr. King's birthday. This observance became the model for subsequent annual commemoration of Dr. King's birthday nationwide, setting the tone of celebration of Dr. King's life, education, and his teaching and nonviolent actions to carry forward his unfinished work. August 1983, the House of Representatives passes the Dr. King Holiday Bill, providing for the Martin Luther King holiday to be observed on the third Monday in January. November 3, 1983, President Reagan signs a bill establishing the third Monday of every January as the Martin Luther King Jr. national holiday beginning in 1986. August 23, 1994, President Clinton signs the Martin Luther King Jr. Federal Holiday and Service Act, expanding the mission of the holiday as a day of community service, interracial cooperation, and youth anti-violence initiatives. June 7, 1999, Governor of New Hampshire signs the Dr. King holiday legislation into law, completing enactment of this holiday in all states. October 29, 1999, U.S. Senate unanimously passes legislation requiring federal institutions to fly the U.S. flag on the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Today, the Martin Luther King holiday is celebrated across the United States and is observed by local groups in more than 100 other nations. Trinidad and other nations have also established a holiday in honor of Dr. King. The Martin Luther King holiday highlights remembrance and celebration, encouraging people everywhere to reflect on the principles of nonviolent social change and racial equality as championed by Martin Luther King, and is also intended to be a day of community and humanitarian service and interracial cooperation.
The Martin Luther King Jr. holiday celebrates the life and legacy of a man who brought hope and healing to America. We commemorate, as well, the timeless values he taught us through his example, the values of courage, truth, justice, compassion, dignity, humility, and service that so radiantly defined Dr. King's character and empowered his leadership. On this holiday, we commemorate the universal, unconditional love, forgiveness, and nonviolence that has empowered his revolutionary spirit.
We commemorate Dr. King's inspiring words because his voice and his vision filled a great void in our nation and answered our collective longing to become a country that truly lived by its noblest principles. Yet Dr. King knew it wasn't enough just to talk the talk, that we had to walk the walk for his words to be credible. And so we commemorate on this holiday the man of action who put his life on the line for freedom and justice every day. The man who braved threats in jail and beatings and who ultimately paid the highest price to make democracy a reality for all Americans.
The King holiday honors the life and contributions of America's greatest champion of racial justice and equality, the leader who not only dreamed of a colorblind society, but who also led a movement that achieved historic reforms to help make it a reality.
On this day, we commemorate Dr. King's great dream of a vibrant, multiracial nation, united in justice, peace, and reconciliation. A nation that has a place at the table for children of every race and room at the end for every needy child. We are called on this holiday not merely to honor, but to celebrate the values of equality, tolerance, and interracial sister and brotherhood.
It is a day of interracial and intercultural cooperation and sharing. No other day of the year brings so many people from different cultural backgrounds together in such a vibrant spirit of brother and sisterhood. Whether you are African American, Hispanic, or Native American, whether you are Caucasian or Asian American, you are part of the great dream Martin Luther King Jr. had for America. This is not a black holiday, it's a people's holiday, and it's the young people of all races and religion who hold the keys to his fulfillment of his dreams.
The King holiday commemorates America's outstanding advocate of nonviolence, the man who taught by his example that nonviolent action is the most powerful revolutionary force for social change available to oppressed people in their struggles for liberation. Every King holiday has been a national teach-in on the values of nonviolence, including unconditional love, tolerance, forgiveness, and reconciliation, which are so desperately needed to unify America. The holiday provides a unique opportunity to teach young people to fight evil, not people, to get in the habit of asking themselves, what is the most loving way I can resolve this conflict? On the King holiday, young people learn about the power of unconditional love, even for one's enemies, as a way to just fight injustice and diffuse violent disputes. It is a time to show them the power of forgiveness and the healing process, the interpersonal as well as international levels. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is not only for celebration and remembrance, education and tribute, but above all, a day of service. All across America on the holiday, people perform service in hospitals and shelters, in prisons, and wherever people need some help. It is a day of volunteering to feed the hungry, rehabilitate housing, tutoring those who can't read, mentoring at-risk youngsters, consoling the brokenhearted, and 1,000 other projects for the building of the beloved community of Stream. Dr. King once said that we will all have to decide whether we will walk in the light of creative altruism or the darkness of destructive selfishness. Martin Luther King believed that life's most persistent question is, what are you doing for others?
Students and staff, thank you to our radio TV students and all those students that just spoke with you. As we conclude today, I want to leave you with what I feel is a very important quote from Martin Luther King. I believe that in order for democracy to prevail, that this quote lends itself to all of us to pause and think. Commit yourself to the noble struggle for equal rights. If you do that, you will make a greater person of yourself, a greater nation of our country, and a finer world in which to live. It is not difficult to treat everyone with respect and dignity. And that is our goal at Richmond High School. Our choir, directed by Mr. Randy Ecker, will conclude today's program with a song called People Get Ready. This song was named the 24th greatest song of all time and was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1965. It was written and composed by Curtis Mayfield. This song, People Get Ready, is in a long tradition of Black American freedom songs that use the train imagery. This imagery comes from the Underground Railroad, which we know from history was not a real train, but it was the escape route to freedom to the north for escaped slaves. This Underground Railroad even went through Wayne County, where we all live. With historical characters such as Harriet Tubman going back time and time again to the South to show people the route of the railroad. Please welcome our choir as they sing, People Get Ready.
This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, don't hold much but the righteous and holy. This train is bound for glory.